I'm 101 years old, and every time I hear someone say, "I'm starving," I can't help but smile. Not because I don't understand, but because I understand it too well. That feeling in your stomach, the one you call hunger, most of the time, it isn't hunger at all. It's something else. A habit, a dependency, a body that has forgotten how to be still. I sit here sometimes watching my grandchildren. They eat breakfast, then a snack, then something sweet to drink, then lunch, then something in the afternoon, then dinner. And not once does their body get a moment to rest. You think you're feeding your body, but what you're really doing is wearing it down. When I was young, life didn't work that way. We didn't have full kitchens or food ready at every hour. We didn't have something to reach for every time we felt a little empty. We ate when there was food, and there were long stretches when there wasn't. Not by choice, just by circumstance. But looking back now, I see something I couldn't see then. Those empty hours, they weren't hurting us. They were helping us. Your body is not a kitchen that needs to stay busy all day. It's a fire, and a fire needs time to burn through what's already there. If you keep throwing wood on it before the last piece has burned, the fire doesn't grow stronger. It chokes. It gets heavy, smothered, out of balance. That's exactly what you're doing to your body. You wake up, and the first thing you do is eat. Before you've even felt yourself, before your body has had a chance to wake up on its own. You don't give it silence. You don't give it space. You don't give it time to settle and breathe. And then you wonder why you're always tired, why your mind feels cloudy, why your body feels heavy. It's not because you're lacking energy. It's because you've never given your body enough time to make its own. I'm not telling you to starve yourself. I'm not telling you to suffer. I'm telling you something simple. Your body does not need you to feed it all day long. It needs quiet. It needs space. It needs moments when nothing comes in, so it can deal with what's already there. But you're not used to that. Because the moment your stomach speaks, you panic. You think something is wrong. But I look at you and I see something different. I see a body trying to talk to you. You just never learned how to listen. Let me explain that to you a little clearer. Your body was never designed to be working every minute of the day. But that's exactly what you're forcing it to do. From the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep, you keep it busy, digesting, processing, breaking things down over and over and over again. And you don't feel it because it happens inside, quietly, constantly. But just because you don't feel it doesn't mean it isn't costing you something. Think about that fire again. When a fire is given time, it burns clean. It burns steady. It turns everything into heat and light. But when you keep piling things onto it, without pause, without patience, it doesn't get stronger. It gets messy. It smokes. It chokes itself out. That heaviness you feel after eating, that slow fog in your head, that dip in your energy, that's not normal. That's the fire struggling to keep up. And what do you do when that happens? You add more. Another snack. Another drink. Another bite. Just to feel better. But you're not fixing the problem. You're feeding it. Keeping it going when it's already overwhelmed. Your body is asking for rest, and you keep answering it with more work. There are systems inside you that only come alive when things get quiet, when the noise stops, when the constant input finally slows down. But you never let it get there. You never let the fire settle. You never let the coals burn down to something clean. And over time, that builds up. Not all at once, not in a way you notice right away, but slowly, year after year, a little more fatigue, a little more stiffness, a little less clarity, a little less energy. And you think, that's just age. That's just life. That's just how it goes. But some of that isn't time. It's overload. You've never given your body a chance to catch its breath. And a body that never rests eventually stops responding. Not all at once, but piece by piece. That's what you're feeling. Not hunger, not weakness, just a system that's been running for too long without a break. When I was growing up, things were different. Not better, not worse, just different. We didn't have food everywhere. We didn't have shelves full of snacks or something to reach for every time we felt a little empty. There were days we ate well, and there were days we didn't eat much at all. Not because we were trying to do something healthy, just because that's how life was. And back then, we thought that was a hardship. We thought we were missing something. We thought if we just had more, we'd feel better. But looking back now, I see something else. Those gaps, those long stretches when there was nothing on the table, they gave our bodies room to settle, room to clear, room to recover without us even realizing it. We worked all day, sun up to sun down. Hard work, real work. And somehow we had energy for it. Not because we were eating all the time, but because we weren't. Our bodies knew when to work and when to rest. There was a rhythm to it. Now look around. Everything is always available. Food, drinks, sugar, something in your hand, all day long. You never have to feel empty, not even for a moment. And so, you never do. But that emptiness, that quiet space, that's where something important happens. And without it, your body never resets. It just keeps going in one long, unbroken cycle. People today, they think more is better. More food, more snacks, more fuel, more energy coming in. But more isn't always what you need. Sometimes less is what gives you strength. We didn't have a choice back then. Life forced us into those empty hours. And in a strange way, that protected us. We didn't carry food everywhere. We didn't eat out of boredom. We didn't fill every quiet moment with something to chew. We ate, and then we stopped, and our bodies knew what to do with that space. Now, that space is gone, and people are wondering why they feel worse with more than ever before. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're sitting there saying, but I feel it. I feel weak. I feel shaky. I feel like I need to eat. And I believe you. You do feel something. But you've been taught to call it the wrong name. That discomfort that restless feeling, that little panic in your body, that's not hunger. That's your system reacting to what it's used to. Your body has been trained to expect something every few hours. And when it doesn't get it, it pushes back. Not because it's in danger, but because it's uncomfortable. There's a difference between discomfort and harm. And most people have forgotten that. So the moment that feeling shows up, you reach for something, anything, just to make it stop. But what if you didn't? What if you just sat with it for a little while? Not forever, just long enough to let it pass. Because it does pass. It always does. And on the other side of that feeling, there's something most people never get to experience anymore. Clarity. A different kind of energy. Quiet. Steady. Clean. Not the spike and crash you get from constant eating, but something more stable, more reliable. Your mind feels sharper. Your body feels lighter. You move differently. You think differently. Because for once, your system isn't overwhelmed. It's not scrambling to keep up. It's finally caught up. But most people never reach that point. They turn back the moment it gets uncomfortable. They never let their body move through it. And so they stay stuck in that cycle, always needing something, always chasing relief, never realizing that the thing they're avoiding is the doorway to feeling better. You don't have to push it far. You don't have to force anything. You just have to stop interrupting your body every time it tries to find its balance. So what do you do with all this? What do you actually change? You don't need to do anything extreme. You don't need to punish yourself. You don't need to turn your life upside down. You just need to give your body a little bit of space. Start simple. Tomorrow morning, when you wake up, don't rush into the kitchen. Don't reach for something just because that's what you've always done. Drink some water. Sit for a moment. Step outside if you can. Let your body wake up on its own. You might feel that discomfort, that pull, that voice telling you you need to eat right now. You don't. Just give it time. Let it settle. Then later, when you do eat, make it count. Eat something real, something that came from the ground or from an animal, something your body recognizes. not something that comes in a box or a wrapper or a bright colored package. And when the day starts to wind down, stop. Not because you have to, but because your body needs that quiet time. Close the kitchen. Let the night be still. Let your system finally rest. You don't need to eat from the moment you wake up to the moment you fall asleep. That's not how you were built. You were built to move, to pause, to work, and to rest. And right now, you've forgotten the rest part. This isn't about discipline. It's not about willpower. It's about respect. Respecting your body enough to stop overwhelming it. Because the truth is, your body already knows how to take care of you. It always has. You've just been getting in the way. So step back. Give it room. Let it do what it was designed to do. And you'll start to feel something you haven't felt in a long time. Not stuffed, not full, but clear, lighter, steadier, alive in a quieter way. You don't need more. You need less and the wisdom to know the difference. Because in the end, it's not just about food. It's about how you treat yourself every single day. And sometimes the strongest thing you can do is simply to stop.